Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's Pastor Sean, the Ohio Prepper. Just coming on to talk a little bit about things that I've been trying to keep track on as far as food prices go and commodities and just things that you would get, Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, Kroger, different things that you would be purchasing. In the past week to 2 weeks, I've seen the most change in prices. I've seen prices exponentially climbing, uh, especially for certain products. Meat is a definite. Chicken holding strong. I mean, it's gone up, per pound here, maybe $2. So it's not terrible. You can still get chicken at a reasonable price. We bought a package of chicken yesterday, chicken tenders, and we were able to half that package because it was big enough. And we had chicken and stuffing last night, and the rest of it will give us another meal. Um, Beef has gone up a lot. Beef is getting very expensive. A pack of ribeyes, there were 5 ribeyes. They were almost $40. And they were not big ribeyes. They were good looking ribeyes because it was from Giant Eagle. And I think their meat's about the best in our area, except for like in Newark, we have Al's Meat Market. He's an actual butcher, and you're going to get your best cut steaks there, ground beef, and that type of thing. National shortages that are being reported. And just to remind you all, I vet this stuff. I check with some other guys that I follow, the Canadian Prepper, Alaska Prepper, Southern Prepper One. These are ex-military guys or retired military. They're honest, they're Christians, and they're on top of it. And really, what we're just trying to do is communicate the prices out and let people know, what around the country basically, what are things costing. So basically it's boots on the ground intelligence. We called that human intelligence in the service, but it's important, that we have that, because that way we can kind of understand how things are going and why prices are going up. For truck drivers, the DEF fluid, I used to manage truck stops as a general manager. So I was there in 2010 when DEF went live and you had to use it to comply. It's made of urea, basically bull urine, and about 30% purified distilled water. What it does is almost cut emissions to zero. So it's a really good product for the environment. But the major exporters of urea, Russia's number one. So once again, you're looking at that conflict across the sea, but you also see how it affects us in the United States, how it's affecting our brothers and sisters all over the world, in Canada, Mexico, anywhere. And that's a tough one. My recommendation there for the professional drivers: buy the boxes, the 2.5-gallon boxes of DEF whenever you see it. Walmart does carry DEF, so that's a win. Obviously, your Pilot Flying J's, was it Petro, TA? These are larger truck stops should have it, but Union Pacific has cut Pilot Flying J's, permission as far as how much the amount or volume they can actually transport on Union Pacific trains, and they want them to cut it by 50%. Well, Pilot Flying J accounts for 30% of the trucking industry, diesel trucking industry's DEF sales. So you're basically cutting them, if the sales stay the same, down to 15% of the market share. So I don't know what the reason is for that. I did some research into the company. I worked for them as a GM. Not a real nice place to work. I'm not going to lie to you. But the CEO, Jimmy Haslam, is now the chairman of the board. They have a new CEO, and Warren Buffett has bought part of the company. And by the end of 2023, we'll have the controlling interest. So I find it interesting that one of our NWO billionaires is now going to get in there and have some serious control over the trucking industry, because Pilot Flying J's is the biggest, baddest travel centers on the road right now. They have the most. When those two companies merged, and it really wasn't a merge, Pilot bought them out and then put the guy who started Flying J, his name was Jay, and he liked to fly his plane, so he named it Flying J. His daughter was head of the company. They gave her a spot on the Pilot board, and she spoke a couple of times at conferences, and that was about it. But I digress. Looking around Giant Eagle here, Central Ohio, milk has gone up a lot. Organic gallon milk is about $8 a gallon. The half gallons are $6 something, but they've been out of stock for almost a month. So we're actually just buying the gallon. We do get organic milk. Hopefully that won't be, when that price is out of our budget, then we'll be looking at the regular stuff, which is fine. Ice cream's gone up a lot. We don't really eat a lot of that, but my wife and I are both working on a diet, a Mediterranean way of eating. So, we're working on keeping the weight down, not putting it on with ice cream. Bread's gone up. Peanut butter's gone up. I mean, just about everything has. Your commodity items are the issue. Your staples, sugar, brown sugar, flour, whole wheat flour, bread flour, cake flour. All of these things are going up. And as they go up, everything else is going to go up. Okay. If you go to the bakery at Giant Eagle and I want, let's just say hypothetically, I want to buy a 12 pack of their chocolate chip cookies. Well, every ingredient that goes into that cookie, what we call in the restaurant industry, the formula or recipe, and that's actually broken down by cost. You have eggs, you have butter, vanilla, brown sugar, regular sugar, depending on the recipe, butter, chocolate chips, maybe some nuts. That's why those prices are going up. So we've seen those chocolate chip cookies go up from, I think they were like $3.99 6 months ago, and now they're like $6.99. I mean, they're almost double. So even things like pimento cheese, okay, the spread you put on crackers, or I'm from the South, so pimento cheese sandwich is pretty good, but that has gone up. That's gone up a couple of bucks for like a 8 or 12 ounce container. It's not real big. So Giant Eagle's always a little bit more, but I like shopping there because I can use the fuel perks, which does take money off of our gas, especially for my wife, because she has to drive in and out of the city to work. And, she has a great Subaru, gets great gas mileage. So if we can get money off of the gas with fuel perks through Kroger or Giant Eagle, we were going to try to do that. Kroger's a little bit cheaper right now. The thing I'm noticing at all the stores, the fruits and vegetables are not as fresh as they usually are, what we're accustomed to. You got to really look. We bought some potatoes and they had mold already. We bought an apple and I didn't see mold on this apple, but within a couple of days, man, this thing was covered in mold. And we like to keep fresh fruit on the island in the kitchen. So, to get that out of there, wash the other fruit. Thankfully, that stuff was okay. We do have some fruit trees, and we're seeing some fruit coming off of that, or a little bit of a harvest. So that's going to be nice. So that's where your food prices are going. Now, things that I vetted that I'm hearing from other preppers, and I don't mean preppers like we're crazy, tinfoil hat, all that bull stuff. We're talking about just having enough food for your family and having water for your family, and having a little bit extra so you can help people. Okay, your neighbors. You want to build allies. You don't want to create enemies. Okay, so if this food shortage does happen the way they're talking about it, and that means when I say they, the United States government, and the what they're saying is going to happen, we're going to need each other. Okay, so in the name of Jesus, we just got to band together and help each other. Okay, so if I've got lots of powdered whole milk or powdered butter, hypothetically, and maybe I don't have a lot of flour, and my neighbor has flour, well, we can work a trade so that both of us are able to bake bread when bread's not available. And that's very important. We want to be able to do those things. And, I'll tell you something to start with. Okay. If you haven't really been putting food away, the government's telling you now 90 days of food and water put away. Okay. This is not Pastor Sean, alarming you. This is what the government's recommending. This is what FEMA's recommending. And they're saying to expect that they will not get to us right away if there is a food shortage. God forbid a natural disaster, things happen. God forbid an invasion, okay, a war. But have enough to take care of yourself. A great place to start, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches can go a long way to keeping the belly full. You buy bread, understand that bread's got a shelf life, and it's not going to last more than a week, maybe. In air conditioning, in a refrigerator, it's going to hold on a little longer. You can order through a company called B&M. They sell great Boston baked beans, really good. They also have bread, with or without raisins. It's bread in a can. It's kind of a tradition thing up in the Northeast. It's actually really good. And you can buy the bread in a can, buy peanut butter, obviously not Jif because of the salmonella. We're using Skippy. It's not bad at all. I got a case of Skippy on Amazon at a really good price. And then get, store brand jelly, grape, strawberry, apple, whatever you like. And you can make a lot of sandwiches. You can also help your neighbors. Okay. If a neighbor comes over and goes, man, we don't have anything. Okay. We basement flooded. We didn't buy enough, whatever. Well, hey, man, no problem. I'm going to give you a couple cans of bread, some peanut butter, some jelly. I've got, Parmalat milk that's shelf stable. I've got canned cheese from Australia. Whatever you have, give that to them. Like I said, you want to make allies, and you don't want to create enemies, because later on they may show up and take your stuff. So you don't want that. And that's not a joke. Okay. They've been given the name werewolf preppers. These are the wackos that are saying that they're not prepping. They're just prepping guns and ammo, and they're going to come and take everybody else's food and water. Well, that's not okay. And I highly recommend, if they were to do that you exercise your Second Amendment rights, and you take care of what needs to be taken care of. Because the goal here is Christian believers. We want to help everybody we can. Now, I know it's not rational to think that I can help every person, but I can help those that God puts into my purview, the divine appointments he creates. And I want to be able to do that. Another thing, you can Google this one. It's called glassing eggs, and you need pickling lime to do this. You can get that in the canning section of most grocery stores. And what happens is you get like a gallon jar, like you would see, going up down south again, pig's feet, or a gallon of pickled eggs. But what you're going to put in there is you have to get eggs from a friend with chickens or from a farmer, and they have not cleared the coating off of it, because that coating is what works with the pickling lime. You put this in the jar with the pickling lime and the clean, like distilled water. And what happens is it creates almost like a glass shield over the eggs, and they will last up to 2 years. Some folks say they have them last a lot longer. The way to know that is, take them out and crack them to cook them. If they're wretchedly stinky, they're probably not good. But if the yolk may change a little bit in color, they said that's normal. It'll lighten up a little bit. But those eggs for 2 years are a godsend. So you glass a couple gallon jars of eggs, and that's going to be a big help. Powdered eggs, you can get them. Amazon. Amazon's got everything: powdered whole milk, powdered skim milk, powdered butter, powdered cheese. All the things that you're going to need when you can't go to the store and get it off of the shelf anymore because Joe Supermarket's out of stuff. And that's coming. I mean, that time is coming. It is realistic. The supply chain is coming to a screeching halt because it's not being maintained properly by those that are in authority. It's almost as if it were on purpose that they're trying to do this, and which means I think it's on purpose. So remember, like a lot of stores were pushing out a lot of product, is what we're being told, and they're fluffing out the shelves with like the big Sterilite totes, things like that. And that's an old retail trick. I mean, I was a retail GM altogether 20 years after my time in the military, and if an end cap ran out of a sale item, you bet that I was grabbing something to bulk that out with that would sell. And that's what they're doing, but they're also just out of some stuff, and things are pushing in. It's almost like it's the stuff that got unloaded from the ships in the harbors, but it's been there a while. So the dates are catching up quick, and you've got to check those dates, check your cereal, everything, make sure that it's good. And canned goods, man, you can go a year or 2 years past the date, but you need to, look at the can, make sure it's not bulging, which is a sign of botulism, which will drop you like a 5.56 round. Make sure when you open it, it's not stinking. Botulism does not stink. So its signs are bubbling and pushing the can out, a little bump or something. But be smart about it, and if you're foraging about, as we're looking for food, and you find canned goods that don't have labels, well, if they're not damaged, it's mystery night. Everybody open a can. What are we going to have tonight? This is not optimal, but pet food by USDA law or regulation has to be meet the minimum human requirement for consumption. So you can eat that, dog food, cat food, and it's not going to hurt you. Okay. Don't know how it tastes. Probably not great. Dogs seem to like it. But, I have 2 pit bulls. So wish me luck when I try to take their food, because that's not going to happen. Trying to think of anything else to cover. Big thing is it's not too late to get some things put away for your family. So get to the store, get your water, spring water. Don't buy water it says purified, because that's just water from a hose in Jersey, and they run it through reverse osmosis. Get spring water. Don't drink the water coming out of the faucet. There are enough chemicals and fluoride pumping through that to turn us all orange by the end of the week. And then work on your non-perishable food items, okay? Dried fruit is good. Beef jerky, you can make your own. Put your oven to 250 degrees. Cut up strawberries, put them on some cookie sheets, let them cook for 2 to 3 hours, and you will have a dehydrated strawberry that tastes better than the strawberry Twizzlers. I kid you not. And it's all natural, no added sugar, and it's delicious. And in that dehydrated form, put it in a Mylar bag or a Ziploc with some oxygen absorbers, and that stuff's going to last for months. And you've got a nice snack that's also got antioxidants in it. So that's what I've got to cover today. I'm going to try to get on more now as things are progressing, and we're seeing that things are not getting better, and it's really just progressing, worse. Try not to be political with the Roe v. Wade decision. I do believe abortion is absolutely murder. Praise God for that decision. But understand the people that support abortion, the radical types, are out protesting. They're burning burning neighborhoods in LA right now. You can go on the news and see this. Don't go on the mainstream media. They're sold out for Satan. But check out OAN, the Right Side News, Christian News, CBN, and it's happening. And there's warnings out there. Don't go to Philadelphia. That's the big warning right now is do not go to the city of Philadelphia. There's going to be bad things there, I guess. I don't know what. Don't go. We've got warnings in Ohio for Columbus, our state capital, to be careful because people get mad, people get angry. If they start to get hungry and thirsty, we're going to see the basest instincts of humanity come out. And the basest instincts of humanity, that's sin. And it's not, that's going to be murder. That's going to be some horrible stuff. So that's all I've got for today. If you guys have anything else, questions or anything like that, please send me a message. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.